I think so. Okay, y'all ready? I
Yes,
think
just make sure everyone.
okay, everybody is okay. Ready?
Is there a chat box? We
Where's the
need to
chat
make
box?
sure they can hear us. I'm not sure. Okay, they can hear us.
Thank you.
Hello, welcome to second grade, our open house. I'm sorry we had some technical difficulties getting started. We have you on mute, but if you have any questions as we go, please type it into the chat box because we will answer them at the end. Okay, so I am Shannon Ash, and
Jennifer Holt.
Jessica Hurd.
and we are the second grade teachers. Um, if I teach your child as their homeroom teacher, they will see me for ELA, and then they will see Miss Holt for math, and then they will come back to me for social living at the end of the day.
If your child is in my homeroom, they will be in my homeroom for the morning where I teach math and social living. And then after recess, they switch and go to Miss Hurd where she will teach them ELA for the remainder of the day.
And then they go back to Miss.
Yes,
Holt.
and then they come back to me. And then Miss Hurd.
ELA homeroom, and then at the halfway through the day, Miss Holt's homeroom will come and we'll do ELA.
And then her homeroom goes to Miss Ash for social living. And then after Miss Ash, they come to me to do math. And then they go back to Miss Hurd at the end of the day.
It does sound confusing, but they're actually doing really well at getting to everywhere that they need to go. And I do apologize for our start. I think that I wanted to tell y'all, this is all being recorded too, by the way, for parents who were not able to be on the Zoom with us, so they would be able to view it later. Okay, so some things have changed a little bit from last year. If you were here last year, all fees and payments will be on the OSP online. That includes smoothie money, alternate dress, anything that you would purchase for JPE or for school, it has to go through the online, the OSP. So there will be no money being sent to us anymore to school.
If your child wants to purchase a snack from the cafeteria, that's completely separate.
Oh, yes, thank you.
They can still you can still send in the money and they will bring that to the cafeteria when we go to lunch so they can get their little treats at lunch, whether it be an ice cream sandwich or chips or whatever it is that they're having in the cafeteria.
And also wanted to let you know that if you have not signed up for Remind, please do so. I know that there's 3 teachers and we all have a Remind, and we don't want to bombard you with the same message everywhere, like 3 times, especially if Ms. Hurd is your homeroom teacher, because they will have all 3 of us. We will usually give the information to Ms. Holt, and like if it's a second grade information that everyone needs to know, and she will probably send it for us because she will have everybody's everybody's information. So that way maybe you'll just receive it once. And if you get duplicated messages, we're sorry. We try to avoid that, but sometimes it's going to happen. Oh, and also if you have me for ELA, since I also teach Miss Hurd's class, and if I want to send something out just for social studies and they're also on my Remind, I will put on there, this is for social studies, or this is, I will put on there what the subject is, or this is for my homeroom only. That way there's no confusion if I need to tell my homeroom something and not like a message going out as for her class. Okay. All right.
And I see all of them, so
yes.
Typically, I would be the one sending out anything for the second grade, like she said.
Okay, the next one is uniforms. I know that they are going to start enforcing the uniform policy a little bit more than
right.
they were probably last year. But
The policy has changed. Um, Really, it hadn't changed that much for our kids. They just need to make sure that they're wearing their blue or white shirts, which I don't think we've had any problems with that, with their khaki bottoms. Um, if they have a spirit shirt, if your child has a spirit shirt, they may wear those spirit shirts on Friday. If your child does not have a spirit shirt, you can purchase one through OSP, that online school purchase thing, and you can send the money to Miss Tammy, and she will get your child their spirit shirt so they can wear those on Friday. Spirit shirts are only on Friday. They have to wear their uniform shirts unless it's an alternate dress day. So just please make sure that your child is in regular uniform on all the other days unless it's an alternate dress day. And those messages on Remind, they'll come through me. And then on Fridays when they have their spirit shirts.
With uniform bottoms.
Yes,
correct?
with uniform bottoms, unless it's an alternate dress when they can wear, the appropriate bottoms.
also, if you like for jackets, I think zip-up jackets can be any color. But if it's a pullover, it has to be
White or blue.
right,
Or it has to be a Jubin Park
or a
sweatshirt.
spirit, something with Jubin Park. If you send that with your child and it's something that they may take off because they get hot, please label inside with their name, their first and last name, because we have so many that gets turned into the office and we can't figure out who they are because they're not all, they all do not have the name on them.
They have a mountain of sweatshirts and jackets and things in the office that they can't find who it's for. So if you write your child's name in there, that helps a lot. I typically get my kids to take off their jackets before they go to recess or before they go to PE, so there's no confusion. Oh, I forgot my jacket outside. And so those don't get brought to the office. I just started that this year and it's helping a lot by having them remember to take them off before they leave. But if they happen to forget and they bring it and they forget it outside, it's always helpful to have their first and last name in their jackets or sweatshirts or whatever, so we know who to get it back to.
Yes. And so I'm using a vocabulary word. There are heaps of clothes in the office that are in the lost and found.
One more thing about jackets. It gets so stinking cold in my classroom. I have tried turning the air up. It will not go up. And it's very cold. If your child says, but it's so cold in that classroom, please take them at their word. It is cold. I walk around with a jacket on. I have it on right now. You may send those jackets with them to keep in their backpacks because it gets cold. It's so cold, my nose is running most of the time. I'm not even lying.
Yes.
So, and we can't control the temperature. And so, yeah.
Yep.
All right. Did you want to add anything to what
No, just if you don't mind, send my kids with a jacket as well, because it's freezing in here as well, and they're always asking to turn up the AC, but we have no control over it. So I let them wear a jacket in class, and when they get hot, they put it back in their book sack.
Okay, so we have all of second grade has a silver daily folder, and that is our communicator. One side has keep it home, and one says keep it home, and the other says return to school. So we will put notes in there. Or there may be something from the office that you need to return back. We'll put it in there. This is something they need to bring home every day and bring back to school every day. This is like our communicator. There may be skill sheets in there that we want them to keep in their folder because maybe they're working on something, but we will tell them whenever we're putting something in there which side it goes on, and they're good. Which side do we go on?
So if it's in the return to school side, please send that paper back to school. Yes. There's a reason why it's on that side.
Yes.
If it's on the keep at home side, you can take it out and do whatever you need to with it.
And every Monday, we send out a newsletter or a homework sheet I know we've changed, is it homework sheet on that one? I know we changed it one year.
Yeah.
It is the homework sheet basically, and on there it will tell the skills that, or the vocabulary or whatever it is that we're going to be working on that week.
So that's reading, and then on the
That's
back,
the ELA side,
and
and
on
the
the
other
back
side
side,
is
math and social living. So we're in social studies this semester, so you'll have social studies. So
okay. And so if for some reason, now they do get this, if for some reason that they cannot find it, it is located on our websites that you can pull it up with the vocabulary and the definitions. You can, you know, if it were to get lost, that they get that every Monday, or if, you know, as long as we're in school on a Monday. Did you want to add?
Yes, if you send something with your child to school, like a note that I need to see, just can you give them a heads up that please give this to your teacher? Sometimes they don't realize it's in there and then I don't see it. So if you just mention that there's something in there you need to give to your teacher, they're usually pretty good about remembering to give it to me.
And just check that, you know, check that folder. And if it is, you know, papers that needs to stay at home, please, you know, just clean it out because it gets too much. And then, you know, it's just hard, you know, we want to keep them organized.
and it's hard with second graders to keep them organized, but we try.
We try. We are trying. We are trying. Graded papers, they will go home on Thursday in a red folder. And please check them. You keep all of the papers at home. Do not send the papers back, but on the inside, there will be a form where you can sign that you did check there. Yes. Please do not send an important note or anything in this folder because we may not check this one immediately. This, you know.
If you have a question about one of the tests or quizzes that are in that folder, put it in the silver folder so
Please.
we check
check
that every single day.
Every day. Every day. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so for our discipline plan, it is, if you were here last year, it is the same. We do the color chart where they have to move a clip. And so and at the end of the day, like if they move their clip, they will have, you know, we color it. And if they did have to move their clip for something, we want you to please look at it and initial that you did see it and flip it over on the back because there are lines on the back of that paper and we may have written, can you see it?
Yeah, I was just going to try to put it.
We may have written a note on the back to be a little bit more descriptive of of why they had to move their clip.
So this is where it'll be.
Yes, that'll be where if there's a more detailed description.
And this is where they color it. And you can initial in the boxes.
Now, this is just my homeroom. I don't know if these ladies do it, but mine, I stamp mine every morning. So if your child brings me their folder and it's initialed, I have 5 different color stamps and I stamp it. So if they have all 5 stamps on Monday, they get a Jag Jewel for having their folder signed every day. And that's just one way of me doing something kind of positive. And I did that last year with my friends too.
We do the same thing. If they have all their initials, they get the Jag Jewel.
So just check those for each sheet and, you know, and just make sure that you have signed it so we will know that you did see it. Let's see. Did you want to say, let's see, that's the math.
Yep, math.
Okay.
Okay, my turn. Okay, so math books, which are these lovely things, are sent home every single day. I had to put a little sticker right here saying, please return the book every day. We use it in class every day, but I also want it to go home every day. I did something a little different this year. There's a piece of ribbon in the math book. So it's hot glued so that way it's their little bookmark to show where they are. So typically their bookmark is where they have their homework. They're also going to go home with their daily math folder. My class and Miss Ash's class have red folders and Miss Hurd's class has a yellow folder. So when I say take out your daily math folder, they're going to take this out. They all have the same exact thing inside of it. And we work on, this week we're in week 3 and today was day 3. So we're working on week 3, day 3. So they would open up to week 3 and do day 3. On the back of this homework sheet, it tells you exactly what we do in class. So like on Monday, we did lesson 2, session 1, and that is using mental math strategies for subtraction. And it tells you what the homework pages are. And it also tells you what page or what we did in our daily math folders. So your child has every single thing that we did in math class on the back of this homework sheet. So if for some reason your child is absent, you can go on the back of their homework sheet and find out exactly what we were doing in class that day. And you can have them do it at home on whatever day it is that if they're sick and they can work, then they can do it. If they don't feel like working, then wait till they feel a little bit better. Please send both of these back, the book and the folder, because like I said, we do it every single day. But please take them out of their backpacks and review them. That's why I'm sending them home, so you can see exactly what we're doing. We do have a quiz on our daily math, that folder, every Friday. And we do typically have a quiz every 5 days. So it's right now it's on Fridays that we have our math quizzes as well. Homework is assigned Monday through Thursday. The homework sheet is front and back. It's in their math books. I do check to see if it is complete. If you have any questions about their homework, I don't understand it. Believe me, you're not the only one that doesn't understand it. If you don't understand it, write me a little note. Hey, I just didn't get how this happened, how this worked. And I'll say, okay, I'll make time to make sure that I talk with this child a little bit more or some, just to make sure that they understand it. If you have any questions and you don't want to wait till tomorrow, you can always shoot me a text on Remind. I'm pretty good about checking those and getting back with you at night. If your child is quarantined, please let us know. Their math is sent home every day. It's in their backpacks. So you don't have to wonder, well, what's Miss Holt doing in math class today? I just showed you where to look. Look on the back of that homework sheet. It tells you what we're doing. Miss Hurd and Miss Ash will have to get their ELA stuff together or their social studies stuff together, but they have all of their math stuff. Again, let me know. And I can also send you their Clever code so they can get online and they can work in iReady at home. Those are little fun games that sometimes you might not think, oh, that's how you do that, or it gives a little tutorial over the skill that we're working on in class. So if you want that, I'll be more than happy to send that code to you if they are in quarantine, because I don't want them working on that stuff at home just during downtime. That needs to be if they're out of school for a long period of time because of quarantine. I think that's probably it. Just please remember to send both of those things back, their math book and their daily math folders. And if you have any questions, by all means, please email me. I might not get to my email during the day because once we switch classes in the afternoon, it's kind of crazy in my class. I have Miss Ash's class for about an hour, and then I have Miss Hurd's class for an hour and a half, and I'm just nonstop. So if I don't email you back, give me till the next day because sometimes it's a little rough in the afternoons, definitely. So.
And I'll second that too. Yeah, if you have something that you need to, an email or something that you need to, like if it's urgent, that it can't wait, please go to the office, leave a message, tell them that, you sent a message to me and by email and you need me to check it. We always check our messages, but once school starts, we truly do not have a moment and haven't had a moment hardly to sit down and see what it is. And sometimes if I have a second, I may go by I may can look at the what you sent, but I may not have a moment to actually sit down and respond, I guess, and answer everything that you asked, because I would like to have a clear thought process if I'm in the middle of, teaching or or talking to 5 other children or whatever it is. I just want to be able to sit down for a second and be able to answer your questions. So definitely, please send it through the office if it is urgent, that can't wait. On that, did you want to add?
Email me. Remind is also fine. On the front cover of their red folders, we have all of our email addresses since my students have everybody. So if you need to, look up our email address, it's on that cover of their red folder.
And they're on the front of my
Yes.
folders as well.
And definitely, if your child has to be quarantined, please let us know. We'll do whatever we can to get work ready for you, for them.
And we typically
we
typically only can get that week's work together.
Right.
If they're absent for more than 1 week, we'll have to get the next set.
Yes.
Hopefully by Friday is when we'll be able to get it to you.
Okay, now for social living, that is split between social studies and science. Right now we are in social studies, and then after Christmas, January, we'll be starting into science. And for ELA, it is so whenever you look on their report card, it's just one grade, but it's a combination of reading and English and phonics all together. So their grades will go in, it'll be 1, but reading comprehension will be 60%, and the 40% of their grade will be phonics, writing, or any of the grammar, like English, doing the sentences. All of that will be weighted as 40%. Now with reading, obviously reading fluency is very important. We just wanted to ask if you would just please encourage your child to read at home. It could be anything really. We would love for them to be able to at least try to read something for maybe 30 minutes a night. I know that a lot of them, you may be doing some, sports or dance or whatever, and so sometimes it may not, you may not have the time, but please encourage them to read. And then it also helps them to be to recognize the words. It helps with their expression and their accuracy in reading. For that, let's see. And for the cold reads, we do a cold read once a week. That is going to be for comprehension. And so it will be something that they read, and they'll be able to answer the questions on the information that they read. And for the vocabulary that we test on each week, we're not going to be necessarily testing on them memorizing the definition. We want them to be able to understand it and use it in a sentence and be able to understand how the word is used.
And they're on the weekly sheet.
Most of them, it should be on.
Vocabulary.
Yes.
Yeah, which are these?
Now for social studies, we don't have enough room to add that, so we'll also send that. We send the study guide home for that. And let's see. So anyway, the cold read will be once a week for reading comprehension. We will be also doing AR this week. This week. It's been a long day. Sorry, this year. And so if there are any books that they are reading at home, and if you want to check and see if they are AR, you can send the book in with them, and I will let them take the AR test here at school, or send in the title or the number so we can look it up, and they'll be able to take their AR test at school.
And they will have points and earn their goals.
Yes. We're going to have goals and all that. Actually, today was their first day at library, and our library is going to be on Wednesdays. But so most of them were able to check out a book today. But yes, that she gave them their goal and everything today for their AR goal. And as far as spelling test, we will not have a spelling test every week. We will have some. A lot of our skills will be phonics skills, like, learning the sounds and the letters that represent the sounds.
I had a couple of questions about that. Parents are sending me a message on Remind about where the spelling words. So it's not every week. When we do have a spelling test, it will be on the weekly homework agenda. So when we don't, correct me if I'm wrong, when we don't have a spelling test, we'll just have some extra phonics practice.
Yes, extra phonics practice will be up there with whatever skill we're doing or teaching. You can
put it right there.
That's where it should have been. So that's why the extra phonics is just for them to practice, because it's some of the words that are, or some of the skills that we're working on and phonics.
All right.
Was there anything else, ladies?
Do you have anything else that you?
No,
It looks like you
that's
got a few more slides.
it. That's all now.
Oh, right.
Oh, well, the last one is writing. We will be obviously writing in second grade. We will be doing this all year. Please practice at home on handwriting. We're going to be, making sure that we're working on handwriting and spacing in between the words and capitalizing words, making punctuation at the end, complete sentences. And so we will definitely be working on that really all year, all year for that. Is there anything else y'all would like to add?
I just want to say one thing real quick. If your child is changing the way that they're getting home, if they have a change of transportation, that has to be approved through the office. You can't just, your child can't just come in and say, typically go home car rider, but I'm going home green bus today. It has to be approved through the office, just so we know where children are supposed to go. We know that you know how they're supposed to be getting home. It's for their safety. So please, if you have a change of transportation, please just send Miss Tammy a signed note, or I want to say at one time they were accepting emails.
Yeah.
But
That's an office question.
That's an office question, yeah. But if you would send a signed note saying my child is going to go home this way, or like I know a few weeks ago when we had before the hurricane, there was one of the daycares was closed and they needed to go home a different way. That was a completely different story. But say, for instance, your child typically goes home one of those daycares, but they're not going home daycare. Just send us a note saying that this is how they're going to get home and sign it. And then we'll make sure that everything is approved for them to go home the way that you want them to go home. Anything else?
You want to mention the homework?
So we do, I know whenever they go to third grade, they're going to have to write their homework down. But for second grade, that's why we send the homework sheet, and we put the homework on there that they will be needing to turn in that week. So like for Monday, you'll know we usually give a sheet or a homework packet, and we give it on Monday, and we just say the due date is for Friday. And the reason we don't want to give them a whole lot of homework because we want them to just be able to practice on things. So if they're spending way too much time, you need to let us know, because we don't want them to just go home and just do tons of homework, because we know that y'all are busy and everybody has their, activities that they have to do, and family time is so very important. So we don't want to give them a lot, but they will have, that's why we give them a homework packet or sheet. I would call it a packet, but it's really just 2 pages. Sometimes it's 3 pages on Monday. And then I just tell them complete it, whatever days that you can get it completed, and turn it in on Friday, because some of them have other activities to do. I know that we had a strong start, I feel, to second grade. There has been a little bit of changes in the way we do some things. We've had a strong start, and then the weather came, and then they made us take this pause. So we're gonna get it back together with a strong start. But if you have any questions, please let us know. We will do our best to try to answer you.
I guess one more real quick thing about math. If you don't understand it and your kid is just having a meltdown, there's typically 5 to 6 problems on their homework. There's a front and a back. If for some reason they are just an hour into it and you are just fed up with it, their homework should not take them an hour to complete. It should take them 10 minutes tops, 10 to 15 minutes. So if they're going past that 10 to 15 minutes, have them only complete the front page. They don't have to do the back. I'm going to look at it, or you can just write a real quick note. Hey, this took too long. They didn't understand it. And I'll be like, okay. But it shouldn't take them too long. We don't, like Ms. Ash said, we don't want them taking a long time doing their homework. It should be something that's just a review of what we learned in class.
Right.
Okay. That's it. Do y'all have any questions? If you have any questions.
Well, wait a second. Yeah. If you have any questions, please put it in the chat box.
I have some birthdays coming up, and I know the students want to bring treats.
Yes.
I think they need to be individually wrapped
treats. You cannot send cupcakes or anything. They have to be individual wrapped, like Little Debbie's or Rice Krispie treats. You can also send ice cream cups if you would like to do that. It just has to be individually wrapped.
Are there any questions? We're going to look and see. I don't see any. If you think of some questions, please, email us and let us know. We will do whatever we can to help y'all. All right.
Yep.
Thank you, and
Thank
we
you, guys.
appreciate you and all that you do.
Yes.
Bye.
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 Okay. I guess I just
Hit
okay. Try and end it.
Wait.